Danny?
So Sean was at DST. He finished the majority of the programming, but the RTAC wasn't there. The RTAC is going to get delivered tomorrow, so he was going to go back to DST tomorrow and finish everything.
He doesn't need to be if he is already done, because RTAC can be programmed with what his name. Michael can program the RTAC pretty good. He's been programming them. So as long as he has finished up the computer and the VPN, that's pretty much it.
VPN
is the IP set on it? Because you will you still want
bridge
to
mode.
finish up. It's in bridge mode. That's all you can
now.
do. Yeah, that's all you can do from here. Maybe like that's what I'm saying. Like if you don't have to go, don't go. But then definitely decision is yours, whether you want to go or not. Second, okay. So once it comes, we'll ship the equipment, right?
Yep.
We're all
yeah. Yeah, we have the. I've already informed Matt to set up the whole delivery stuff. We have the addresses, where it needs to be shipped. So we are good on that part. We just need to finish the programming and the assembly.
Okay. So, okay, what about Alta Luna? So when we are going out there on site, looks like, what's the plan over there for Alta Luna, Danny?
So the plan right now is that Sean is going to go out to Alta Luna on the 13th. Actually, you can go out as early as the 12th now because you saw APS Red Rock came back and said they only need HMI training now in January. So we're flexible that week. Now, Jimmy did send out an email just now asking for some very specific deliverables for that site visit, which I think we need to vet. And then if we say, these are so he's requesting that we complete the remote network setup. I'm not even sure if that's okay. Set up desktop with all software and VPN, etc. Sean should be able to do that. Validate all substation and tri-state device communications. Integration on HMI. I don't know about that. Complete network loops. If we have control power set up on everything, we should be able to do that, right?
So let's go one by one, Danny, on it and just take notes while I speak, okay? So which one is the first one?
Okay. Complete remote network setup.
So in this one, we need the static IP of the LAN of the network. That's a prerequisite that they should have network. And
Kenny, you're on. Okay. So, Pesh, do you want to check with Kenny then?
Yeah, I'll do
that. You want me to? You'll do it. Okay.
Yeah. So be very specific on what we can do on that RTAC, right? So just make sure we are.
Okay. So third item is validate all substation and tri-state device communications. Barrett, did we lose you? Pesh, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fred's gone.
I'll dial back in, I guess.
Okay. So,
I'm here.
Are you there?
Oh,
okay. We lost you.
Third point was validate all substation and tri-state device communications.
Yes. So in this one, tell him that we already did the communication. There are no values. So this test was already done by Kenny when he was on site. So I'm not sure what he's asking again to do on this.
Why were there no values? Was it because those devices?
Because there's no
configured?
there's no power on it. If you don't have power, you won't see a 351 producing power, right?
So maybe he wants to revalidate again because they might probably have power again. So I don't know. That's what he's asking.
Yeah. So basically, what I want to do is on this particular point, be very specific what he wants, because according to me, we have done that work.
Okay.
We are in communication with both Tri-State and the CEG system. We are getting values. They, on the other hand, have some issues of their own that they're not sending us the values, but that's nothing we can do. They have to do that.
Right. Okay. Validate Callisto integration on HMI.
Jimmy, what is name? DAPCOM has not given us the points that needs to be picked up. Please send us ASAP, else we will not be able to do this full stop.
Yeah.
Yep.
We sent him an email last week as well.
All right. So I want you guys to be very strict on this. Like, you have not done this one. What is that? Complete network loops. For network loops, we need all pads to be powered on.
Yep.
And all pads need to have power in them. All our network switches should be up and running
at the same time.
And we can do that at the same time, and we can do the network loops.
Yep. Okay. Complete permanent telecom integration. Sorry, go ahead, Silpesh.
No, I was saying we need to have power on all the pads at the same time for this one. That's a prerequisite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking at the email for it?
Yeah, I'm looking at the email. Go ahead, next.
Complete permanent telecom integration? I don't know what that means.
This is not in our scope. That is something he needs to do. We will just take the IP address that is assigned to us.
That's related to number 1.
Yeah, and that's basically it.
Okay. Number 6, I'm sorry, 7, data visibility.
Number 6, be very specific. This is not something Locus will cover this as a part of number 1 to assign the VPN for its purposes, for SCADA purposes. Cool.
Yep.
But we are not setting up modems or something else for him. I don't know what he wants to do on that. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Number 7, SCADA visibility of all components.
So all the component needs to have power. This includes all transformers, all inverters, all matrix station equipment, all trackers should have power. Okay. Only then we can have visibility.
Yep.
Okay.
So item number 8 is kind of the same thing of that.
What is number 8? Sorry. Can you read that?
Data tracker, controller, and visibility of each MCU and SBC.
Yes, so they need to turn on each one of them. Okay, what else?
Yeah. MBT, transformer function verifications, same thing.
We have already done these things. Why is he fucking asking again and again? Didn't you guys put the report last week, like we did the transformer shorting and they were coming up?
Yeah, I think his issue is like we were not able to finish all of them because he only had like 3 generators working and we couldn't like go through all the paths and do it. So he wants you to repeat all these things completely. I feel that's what his intention is.
Okay, what else after that?
Number 10, control enclosure functional verifications. So,
what does that mean?
I don't know. I'll ask him to clarify. Full HMI validation prior to sync. I don't know.
So validation. Yeah, so we'll talk about that in a second, about this one, because I think HMI, the thing with the HMI is it will not get done. He's asking a lot of things to get done, and let's put time frame on it, okay, so that you guys get understanding on how much time it's going to take to do everything one by one, right?
Yeah.
What else is there on the list?
Instrument cable labeling. That doesn't sound like our scope
of
work.
Scope.
Number 13, leveling of pyronometers. That also
installation is not by Locus. Full stop.
Yep.
Mike Brown
document it.
Yeah. And did this,
These
so
will
this
be
is out of
documented, but not, we will not do them.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not a hard scope. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, here are the, I'm going to write up all the action items for this. I mean, Silpesh,
Yeah.
do you want me to
No,
get back
I'll
to
add it.
Jimmy? Or okay. So it sounds like I can write this all up in our Slack channel just internally, so we know what the items are. But it sounds like, Silpesh, you need to check with Karan on what actually got set up on the desktop computer. And then I think generally the only other item that needs to be investigated before we send over is the timeline and all this. So I think for each bullet point, when it's something appropriate to us, let's just say number of hours we would expect and see if that even adds up to the full week that we're given. Because it might not.
So no, it will. And the point is, like, even other things like the networking stuff, the control loop setup, and the VPN setup will take a day. Let's say day or day and a half. Okay. Make sure everything is working and everything. Okay. Then desktop and validating.
Some of these will take like 30 minutes, right? Like the desktop setup won't take any time at all.
But can it, Danny, that isn't how it works. You have to at least keep like anything that on this will take a minimum of 2 hours, no matter, even if it's 15-minute task.
Okay.
You have to like, because people will go set it up, they have to travel distances. It takes time to do all of this, right? You can't be like, it could go 15 minutes for each one of them, it will be all done. Another thing is just set his expectations that HMI, we will be working, so basically what will happen when, Sean is going, right? Or Shilpesh is also going. What's the plan?
Sean's going. I think Sean only is going right now.
Yeah.
I think Shilpesh, you should also go with him to get an idea on this side.
Okay.
It will be good learning, and you can understand all the things that are going on over there with Sean. Yeah. So both of you should be able to do a lot of these things, but you will still need Ed's help to validate the HMI, right? So Sean, generally the way I like to do these things is like one of you guys sit on the computer and validate points starting day one, and the other person start doing the other things, right? So like control loops check, the fiber check and all that. They still have not done fiber checks on the site.
Yeah.
So so what I'm trying to say is HMI will not be ready in 5 days on site.
Okay.
So you have to set that expectations that we'll load it up. We'll try to get all the data points as much as we can. But since you don't have a lot of equipment or working, there's a high possibility that a lot of points are not working. And we'll have to work them through, so it won't be ready on day 1. It might be ready on day 5th, on Friday or Saturday. That will be done with everything.
Okay. We'll set that expectation. I mean, HMI is the very last thing to work 100%, obviously.
Yes. That's what I'm saying, and we can. That's why I sent him that email. Even if we don't have the, things done, we can remotely work on it and just make sure that that's the expectation. That when you guys leave on Friday, that all the HMI thing is working. That is not our expectations. We'll make sure that all of these items are covered. We are getting data in the RTAC or whatever is communicating to the RTAC, and then we can come back and start working from home, remote into it, and make adjustments to the HMI and the control loops and whatever.
Yeah. Right. And we technically have another site visit on the books. Not that we need to bring that up, but I mean, if we, when is the site like COD? Technically.
Early next year.
Okay. I mean, we need to go back out. We're budgeted for another trip, but we'll just do as much as we can.
I prefer us not to go back.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll set the right expectation. Anyway, I'll write up everything that we've said here in Slack, so Silpatch, you have visibility, and Sean has visibility. And then Silpatch, it sounds like you'll take care of most of the action items in terms of checking with Ron on current computer installation status. And then we'll talk a little bit internally about the overall timeframes of each one of these tasks, and then you'll email to me with the update. Maybe before a call. If not, well, that's fine. We'll just send it by the end of the day.
Okay.
What time is that call? Okay.
All right. Anything else that we need to check on the RTAC right now? Or are we pretty close?
No, let's do. I want to just show you guys how to do the SPCs. 1 second.
You said you covered that already, though.
I did, but you didn't see that, right?
Well, I wasn't watching, but okay.
What is it?
Hold on 1 second. Where is my fucking calendar? Here it is.
Do we have?
Hold on, I'm coming in. Where is your screen, guys? I can't see it. Okay. So, Shilpesh.
Yeah.
You wanna show that how to do the SPC one? How to dynamically do the SPC names? So go to the HMI first.
Okay.
Go to that SPC name that we have written down over there. Okay. This guy, right? You need to delete that guy over there. Delete that one.
Yeah.
Go to the inverter display. Go up a little bit. Copy that PCS number 1. Yep. Copy that one. But yeah, string data label. Yep. Copy that. Put it over there. And font. Get the font corrected on that one. So Danny, this is basically a control that can be dynamically linked. Yep. So you see the properties, it has a tag name that you can link to. Shilpesh, go ahead and name the text as SPC/#. Okay. Just do a control S. Okay. So now go back to your bottom on the screen. Sorry, go to the RTAC program. Okay. Go to a virtual display. Let's create another program. So add another program called where you have the add another program. Program. So add user logic. Come down. Keep coming down. Add user logic. Called program. Yep. Structured text. And this will be for the tracker display.
What do you want to name it? Tracker display.
Yeah, tracker. So we'll put all the logic related to tracker in this one. And then language you have to change to structured text. You change it to, you could delete it. Yep. Okay. So basically the logic that you need to put over here is now let's create a HMI, go into the HMI. And the inputs, just add, let's say go to the inputs and add points, right? Go to the input at the bottom. Yeah. Just insert add 1 point and call SPC1 name. Now remember you have the control setup for the PCS screen in the IO controls in this HMI. Yep, go up, IO controls. See, you have this one.
Yeah.
PCS1, PCS9. So you need to add now for all of the, for the HMI, for the tracker screen as well now, right? Because you have buttons over there that needs to get pressed.
Mm-hmm.
So come down. To the bottom.
So we add SPC.
So you add an, you don't add an SPC, you add an NCU. Which button do you have on there? Yeah, you will add NCU1. Right? PCS1, NCU1.
Okay.
Okay. So go to tracker display now. The tracker display logic. No, the logic.
Oh,
now you will write the logic here in the tracker display. Not there. The window below it where you write the logic. That's the declaration. Yep. And you will say if the the IO, if somebody has clicked on that button, then the SPC 1 underscore name is equals to 101, right? So that's basically what you want to write over here, right?
Oh.
So type in if HMI dot go back and then do a dot again. Delete the dot and yeah, dot. Yeah. Status is equals to true. You have to put spaces in between them. Space, then enter. HMI dot SPC. Yep. That dot str value space equals space small colon, like you did it yesterday, right? It will be what, 101? 101 inside the what is it called? I don't know. Like the key that is left to your bracket, like single parenthesis or single quote. Go to your HMI display. Come down. Show to the first PCS. Come down. Keep coming down. See, keep coming down a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. See that this is how we put yesterday. Remember these tags?
Yeah.
Go up, go up. Did you put it for rest of them? The 2, 3, 4, 5. Come down. Keep coming down.
Yeah.
See that you put that PCS. How you put that one yesterday? This one. Line number. Yeah. Like this, you have to put that, right?
Okay. Oh, equal to. Got it. We'll just put hash here, right? Because we'll display that value.
Sorry?
So we'll just put the hash, not the actual PCS. Oh.
No. It will remain. No, you should just name what is the value you want to display there now. It will be SPC 101, right?
Hold on. Yeah.
So type in SPC 101 then. Make sense a little bit?
But in this case, you're only having NC1 related to, okay, so this will go back to every row then. So NCU1 and then SPC 101, NCU1 and then SPC, what are the rows?
One or two.
Hold on.
Danny, do you understand this, what I'm trying to do?
Yeah, I'm following.
You'll probably have 101 to 128, and then, so are you going to do for every row? That's what I'm trying to understand. Or you only you only set the limit for the rows?
Yes, so we'll send it up for all the rows. So this will be a lot of logic here, where depending on where the user click, we will dynamically populate the name of the SPC. So right now, this is a sample code where if somebody clicks on number 1, it will show SPC 101, full stop, over there,
okay.
Right? Now you need to create 20 more variables, first of all, so that you can bind all of them together. And if somebody clicks on the first one, it should say that. So if you go in your HMI tags, you have to add SPC, you only have SPC 1 name right now, so you have to go up to SPC 20 name, right, or 30 name.
The tags, yeah. So we have SPC 1, so we go up to SPC 30, but then that's just satisfying NCU 1.
But that's why you are writing the backend logic so if we have the NCU 2, so you will write if somebody clicks on NCU 2, you're going to still keep putting the names in this same variable, right? So think about it, Shilpesh, this way. On the inverters display, the one that we're changing the PCS value, we just created one variable, right? And depending on where the person will click, we will change the text of that, right?
Yeah.
So same thing we are doing for the HMI. There are only 20 static places where the text will change, but where the user will click, we will populate the text that will make sense to be displayed over there at that time.
But how are you going to control the number of rows?
Like what? No, we are not. So we will always display 20 rows. So there will be only 20 SPCs.
So
the maximum number of rows is not 20, though. It's going to be more.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I'm trying to understand.
So how do you go? How do you go to the next one? Right. So you see on the bottom you have the next buttons.
Yeah.
So then once you do the first 20, I'll show you how to do the 21 to 40 and 41 to 60. Is basically we'll see if that button gets clicked, we're gonna re-update it to display the next value, set of values. Does that make sense or not?
That makes sense. Would it maybe be easier to just, I mean, instead of having that additional layer of logic, I mean, maybe it saves us time. Could we just expand the space on the left-hand side of this page and just include NCU's
number of rows?
Yeah, just have 3 columns there for the NCU rows.
And then just display we can just display the number of rows, 101 to 128 or whatever it is, 3 or 4 tabs. And then they can just get this display of SPCs, which are on those rows, which are not there. We just go not at the cable.
So there are 80 SPCs per site, right? Per approximately 80 or 90.
Yeah.
What is your plan to show it again? How do you show 80 or 90 on this screen?
You can't, that's one thing. But
so I was thinking for it, just have what was the maximum number of SPCs in a particular row? Was it
90? 90 and
93. 93.
Well, no. So that's on each NCU, right?
Yeah.
So the maximum number that I can see at a glance is maybe 34 or 48. 48 is the maximum. So
why is 48 the maximum?
So look at NCU 7A. There's 201 to 248. I'm just thinking physically showing one page per row. So there's 48 SPC entities that are going to be the maximum for any given row.
Look at the row 4. We have 56.
Oh, that's, yeah. Okay, 56 might just
54.
be too much to show on a particular page. Because I thought maybe you can have, well, there's 4 columns for that, but you'd have 3 buttons. You'd have NCU1A 100, NCU1A 200, NCU1A 300, and each one of those buttons would just dynamically populate a potential 50 is too long, unfortunately. So I don't think that approach will work anyway. So I think we have to use Parrot's approach on the forward and back pages, which we will need kind of an additional layer of logic there. So I don't think we can get away from it.
Yeah. But if we add these SPCs, so we now change the SPC according to number of the maximum of SPCs. We can have max, but how?
So the maximum is always going to be 30, right? That are displayed at any one time. But if you click on NCU1, for example, it's going to show whatever the first 30 are called. It'll be 101 to 128, and then 200 to 204 or something, and then you press next, and it'll be 205 to 234, and then whatever the overflow is from that. Right, Parrot? Is that the approach? We won't necessarily have rows 100 on one page. We might have a little bit over 100 bleeding into 200, or if it's a lot, it might even just have to be on the next page entirely. It's always going to show maximum of 30 of these entities, and the names themselves don't matter, right? They just appear dynamically. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
one
think
of the
approach.
Yeah, because I remember Ryan from DevCom was also mentioning he wants to have display of number of rows. How do we how do we find like these SPCs belong to which row? And you wanted to have these separate tags on the left, which saying, all right, I want to know at least these SPCs belong to that particular row from 101 to 120, or 128. It's just a little bit.
You kind of understand the overall approach, Silpesh? I don't know exactly how the user logic is going to be, and that's why I do want to see if Eric can explain like what the additional layer would be for the pages. But there's always going to be 30 of those text fields, and whatever they're called doesn't matter. We're just going to display them as let's call, all right, so let's call rows like the row for next tracker, and then let's call like these lines, right, lines. So there's always going to be 30 lines, and whatever the lines are called will just be the rows, and we'll just continue on. So you'll have SPC 101, and then all the way down to SPC 118, and then as many as you can fit to 30 will be there, right? So in the case of NCU1, it'll be 101 to 128, and then it'll be 201, and then 202, and then 203, and then you're going to have to click the next page, and it'll be 204, 205, all the way to 234. And then you'll click on the next page, and it'll be 301, and then it'll be all the way down to 317, and then the rest will just say not applicable. It'll say SBC NA. Does that make sense? In terms of like what the end product should look like. Maybe not how to get there yet, but in terms of what the end goal is. Bert, am I explaining that right?
Yeah. Hey, do you wanna
do you
take a stab at it by yourself first, a little bit?
What does the user logic look like for the additional, like, okay, if we click on the page, we can populate the various things from page one. What do we do to say, okay, if you click on this button to go to the right, then you look up these values? That I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll add that last.
Do you know?
So before you do the bottom button, just do the top button first.
Okay, that sounds like a good start.
So do the first 20 SPCs. Once you do that, then I can walk you through the next one of them. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
All right.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Silpesh?
Yeah.
I'm gonna send this Altaluna like site visit thing in Slack now.
Yeah.
So I think for Altaluna, we're set. I'll just like let you do your thing for the rest of the day. For Beacon, did you want to? I don't think we need to catch up at 12:30. I think you have like plenty on your plate to just work on. Did you want to just catch up on Beacon maybe like 15 minutes before the call? I'll just bring you up. Okay.
Is it? Yeah, Beacon's bringing up. I had no chance to like read on the thing, but
I'll catch you up on. I'll take care of most of the meeting, but I just wanted to fill you in before we jump on.
Okay. Yeah.
We can chat a
bit.
Don't worry about it.
If you, yeah, on the Altaluna thing, if you want like once you finish it, maybe you can just Slack it up and then before we send it.
Yeah. So there's already like a snippet in Slack with the information. I'm just filling it out. I'm almost done. But once I'm done, I'm just gonna I'll tag you and say, hey, like take a look. Okay.
Okay. No worries.
Cool. All right, man. Talk to you later.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Yep. No problem.
Bye.